Let's start with a scenario you've probably lived 100 times. You have a project due, a report, an essay, a presentation, or maybe just a difficult email you need to send. You sit down at your desk, you open the blank document, and suddenly, you notice the dust on your computer screen. You decide now is the absolute best time to organize your desktop folders. Then you remember you need to check your bank account. Then you wonder how long sponges actually last, so you look it up. 3 hours later, you're 4 layers deep into a Wikipedia rabbit hole about urban architecture in the 1920s. The document is still blank, and a familiar feeling creeps in. Guilt. You tell yourself, I'm just lazy. I lack discipline. Why can't I just sit down and do the work? Here is the truth, backed by decades of modern psychology and neuroscience. Procrastination is not a time management problem, and it is definitely not laziness. Procrastination is an emotional regulation problem. If we want to fix it, we have to stop treating it like a character flaw and start understanding what is actually happening inside your brain. The neuroscience, a war between two brains. To understand procrastination, you have to look at the tug-of-war happening in your head every time an intimidating task appears. On one side, you have the prefrontal cortex. This is the smart, evolved, rational part of your brain sitting right behind your forehead. It's responsible for long-term planning, decision-making, and understanding consequences. Your prefrontal cortex knows that finishing your taxes today will save you a massive headache next month. On the other side, deep in the primitive brain, you have the limbic system. The limbic system is older, faster, and completely obsessed with one thing: survival right now. It wants immediate pleasure, safety, and comfort. It doesn't care about next month's taxes. It cares about how you feel this second. When a task triggers negative emotions, like anxiety, self-doubt, confusion, or boredom, your limbic system panics. It views that task as a threat. Not a physical threat like a saber-toothed tiger, but an emotional threat to your self-esteem and peace of mind. So the limbic system hijacks your attention. It whispers, hey, this task feels uncomfortable and scary. Let's do something safe instead. Let's watch YouTube. Procrastination is simply your brain's clumsy attempt to cope with negative emotions. It's temporary mood repair. You aren't avoiding the work. You are avoiding the feelings the work brings up. The real culprits: perfectionism and fear. If procrastination is about avoiding negative emotions, what are those emotions? Where do they come from? The biggest culprit isn't a lack of motivation, it's perfectionism. Many chronic procrastinators are actually closet perfectionists. You set the bar so extraordinarily high for yourself that starting the task feels like stepping onto a tightrope over a canyon. If you can't write a brilliant draft on the first try, you fear you'll prove you aren't as smart or capable as people think. So, your brain makes a subconscious deal. If I don't try, I can't fail. If you put the project off until the absolute last minute and it turns out poorly, you can tell yourself, well, I only worked on it for 2 hours. It protects your ego. Delaying the work becomes a shield against self-judgment. Another culprit is task ambiguity. When a goal is vague, like figure out career change or get healthy, your brain gets overwhelmed by the sheer number of unknown decisions required. Overwhelm creates anxiety. Anxiety triggers the limbic system, and suddenly you're scrolling through social media again. The vicious cycle. The tragedy of procrastination is that the relief it offers is an illusion. When you clean your room instead of working, your brain gets a quick hit of relief. Ah, the threat is gone. But that relief lasts for maybe 20 minutes. Then, the underlying guilt sets in. You realize the deadline hasn't moved, but your time has shrunk. Now, the task is even scarier than it was before. The anxiety skyrockets. The self-critical voice gets louder. See? You did it again. You're hopeless. This shame creates more negative emotions, which makes the task more threatening, which makes you want to avoid it even more. It becomes a self-fulfilling loop of stress, shame, and delay. Recognizing this cycle is crucial because the standard weapon people use to fight procrastination, self-blame, actually makes it worse. Criticizing yourself increases emotional distress, which drives you right back into the arms of distraction. The antidote: how to actually break the cycle. So how do you break a cycle rooted in emotional survival? You don't do it with willpower, you do it with strategy and self-compassion. First, lower the stakes. Give yourself permission to make a garbage first draft. If you take away the requirement that the work must be brilliant immediately, the emotional threat disappears. Second, shrink the starting line. Don't tell yourself, "I have to write this 10-page report." Tell yourself, "I am going to sit down and write for exactly 2 minutes." Or, "I am just going to open a blank document and write the title." Action precedes motivation, not the other way around. Once you start, the limbic system realizes the task won't kill you, and momentum takes over. Third, practice self-compassion. Studies show that people who forgive themselves for procrastinating are actually less likely to procrastinate on the next task. Let go of the story that you are lazy. Accept that you were just trying to avoid uncomfortable emotions, and gently steer yourself back onto the path. The next time you find yourself staring at your phone when you should be working, stop and take a breath. Don't beat yourself up. Ask yourself one simple question: what emotion am I trying to avoid right now? Is it fear of failing? Is it overwhelm? Is it boredom? Identify the feeling, name it, make the very first step absurdly small and take it. You aren't lazy, you're human. And the moment you stop fighting your emotions and start managing them, work stops being a threat and becomes something you can simply do. Understand your mind, think better, decide smarter. If you like this content and want to know more about your brain and the games it plays on you, click that subscribe button and join the channel. See you in next one.